our great reformer, Swami Shraddhanand. And after the education movement and reformation movement, we see him as a nationalist leader. It was the year 1917. He took sannyas. His previous name was Mahatma Munshiram, and he became Swami Shraddhanand. He was basically from Punjab, so he took a stand to visit Punjab, and he decided, along with Motilal Nehru, to preside for the Congress session of that year. And in this way, in 1919, Congress session took place in Amritsar.
Okay.
Colonel U.C. Mukherjee from Calcutta, he met Swami Shraddhanand. And he analyzed the census of those days. The population census was taken every 10 years. And he met Swami Shraddhanand, and he said him that the population of the Hindus is decreasing, and Muslims is increasing, and even Christians is increasing. And in this way, if the similar trend took place, then there will be no Hindu left in next 420 years.
Namaste. On December 23rd, 1926, Swami Shraddhanand was shot dead by Abdul Rashid in Delhi. The reason? He initiated the Shuddhi movement to bring back converted Hindus from Islam and Christianity. He did not have bodyguards because he believed the truth does not need protection. His death shook the nation, and his legacy still lives on. Today at Sangam Talks, we have with us Dr. Vivek Arya, a pediatrician, author, speaker, writer, with us to speak about the legacy of Swami Shraddhanand. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
And welcome to Sangam Talks. So tell us a brief introduction about what exactly is the scenario about Swami Shraddhanand. Why does his life matter to us even after 100 years of Indian independence?
First of all, I will like to thank you for inviting me for the Sangam Talks. Today we are going to learn about the great personality, Swami Shraddhanand. His life is very inspiring for us. He was born in a rich family. His father was a police officer and who was gifted that job by Britishers for helping them in 1857 war. So a person who was born and brought up in the rich family, he developed bad habits. He started smoking, drinking, and even visiting to wrong places. And see, his life took a total turn. He was fortunate to listen the speech of Swami Dayanand in Bareilly during his visit. And after that, his life started changing. From an atheist, and he became a theist. From a person who was not a believer in God, he became a champion in Vedas and related text. From a person who was totally indulged in drinking throughout the night, he became a person who was a Dalit champion and a reformer for the Dalit rights. For a person who was having no interest in serving to the country, he became a freedom fighter and pioneered a very big movement of the India known as Bharatiya Hindu Shuddhi Sabha. He started the Shuddhi movement, Hindu Sangathan movement, and he saved lakhs of people from going on the other path. This was a total turn in his life, and today we are going to get inspiration from his life. He started a women education Gurukula in Jalandhar, which is known as Kanya Mahavidyalaya Jalandhar. It was first education institution for girls in the North India. It was started in 1890s. We cannot even dream in today that how the women education was started in those days. He established Gurukul Kangadi in 1902 for the boys, and it became a very big institution for the Vedic studies. After doing these education works, he was also associated with widow remarriage movement for the females. In those days, widow remarriage was very uncommon, especially in the North India part. He was the first to start the widow remarriage in spite of all criticism, all opposition. He started and this became a pioneering movement. Today we don't see any child widow at all. This was the gain which our society received from our great reformer, Swami Shraddhanand. And after the education movement and reformation movement, we see him as a nationalist leader. It was the year 1917. He took sannyas. His previous name was Mahatma Munshi, and he became Swami Shraddhanand. He came to Delhi, and we created by chance. In those days, Roulette Act was passed. It was known as Black Act. And there was lot of percussions in the society, opposition from the people against this act. The Britishers were so cruel that India helped in First World War, and they got a return gift of Roulette Act. In this act, they can jail anyone. There was no bail, no appeal, no vakil. This was the act. So the meetings were started in opposition of this act in all over India. He took part in a meeting in Delhi. This meeting was to be presided by Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay.
Mahatma Gandhi was coming by train from Bombay to Delhi, and the Britishers imprisoned him in near Delhi in Palwal. He was taken to jail. So there was no leader left for the meeting, and by chance, Swami Shraddhanand got an opportunity to preside the meeting in Chandni Chowk in Delhi. When they were coming from the meeting, there was a police jeep who came, and lot of Gorkha soldiers, they came, and Swamiji was coming with the crowd.
Okay.
And they opposed him and the crowd and started telling them to disperse. Swamiji took a bold stand. He stood in the front of the crowd and boldly said, "No, we are not breaking any rule. We are just coming from a meeting which was done in opposition to the Roulette Act. And if you want to kill, first kill me." This was a bold stand taken by the sannyasi in 1919 in Chandni Chowk. Then a police British officer came and he said, no, you go. He dispersed the crowd and peacefully everything was over. Next day, the newspaper, they printed very good words for the Swami Shraddhanand, and in this way he became a national leader. And in April 1919, a very unfortunate event took place in Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. Similar, the meeting was being done on the Baisakhi day by Hindu and Sikhs and Muslim. All were present in the meeting. And General Dyer, he was the enemy of India, I should say, butcher of Punjab. He fired over the crowd, a very non-violent crowd who was just doing their event. And more than 1,000 people were killed, wounded, and lot of things were happened at that time. The Punjab was in total fear. At that time, Swami Shraddhanand, he was basically from Punjab, so he took a stand to visit Punjab, and he decided along with Motilal Nehru to preside for the Congress session of that year. And in this way, in 1919, Congress session took place in Amritsar.
Okay.
They said that if we will organize this event, then it will bring confidence in the people of Punjab. Okay. And same thing happened. And you will be surprised to know, Swami Shraddhanand was the first person to speak as a president of the session in Hindi language.
Okay.
He delivered his speech in Hindi. Before that, since the starting of Congress from 1885 till 1919, no one has given any speech in Hindi as a presiding person. Okay. He was the first to say this.
Okay. Okay.
This proves his love for the national language also.
Yeah.
And after that meeting, he became a nationalist leader from Delhi to Punjab. He was a very well-known figure. But at that time, Mahatma Gandhi was the person who was appearing on the national scenario. After the death of Tilak, the Congress was virtually in the hands of Mahatma Gandhi. He returned back from South Africa, and after that his name was very popular in the circles. People of our country started believing that Mahatma Gandhi will bring freedom to our country also, as he did some good for the people in South Africa. So this was the belief of the people. So Mahatma Gandhi took another step and he advised that India will get freedom when there will be Hindu-Muslim unity. But we will get the corporation of Muslims when we will help them in the Khilafat movement.
So, sir, in the life of Swami Shraddhanand, there is an episode. He was the first non-Muslim and a Hindu to get the opportunity to enter Jama Masjid and speak from there. So, what did he speak about there, and what was his appeal to the community there?
Yeah. Swami Shraddhanand is the one of the only person, being a non-Muslim, he was able to get opportunity to speak from the Jama Masjid. Even Aurangzeb did not get this opportunity.
Okay.
So those were the days of freedom struggle. Hindu-Muslim unity was at its peak. At that time, the Muslims came and took him on their shoulders to Jama Masjid. It was a lucky date of 4th April 1919. And after that to Fatehpuri Masjid on the date 9th April 1919. They took him. And he was in a sannyasi robe. He started his speech from the Vedic mantra and ended it with the Vedic mantra, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, like this. And he said for the Hindu-Muslim unity and about the freedom struggle and about the mainly the British rule, why should it be overthrown? This was the main topic of his talk. And in those days, his popularity gained the peak at that time.
When we see his life as a whole, we see that he could blend spirituality with political dharma.
Yes.
And which is not that common these days to see someone having performed spiritual duties and also pursuing political aspects of the polity. So what made him, or what was his nature? How was it so peculiar and perfectly blended that he could take both the things together?
Actually, dharma and politics, they are aligned with each other. I will say it as a political dharma. They are not separate or opposite to each other. Swami Shraddhanand advised Mahatma Gandhi to ensure that the dharmic values, dharmic duties of the Satyagrahis, they should be followed perfectly. He advised daily Sandhya Vandanam for the Satyagrahis who were doing the protest on those days. But Mahatma Gandhi opposed his ideas. He said, keeps the dharma aside and do the political reform. Swamiji was of that idea that if we follow dharma, we will not sway on the wrong path. That was his idea. He was he was not an atheist. He was a theist, a big believer in the Ishwar. So he said that if a person starts believing that everywhere the Ishwar is there and watching me and watching my karma, the person will behave in a better manner. He was of this thought process. Every time the Ishwar is watching you, so you should not engage in sinful acts. This was his philosophy. So he wanted that the Indian political scenario should be having a dharma aligned with the all works. And if we see the Mahatma Gandhi went on some different way, he was not aligned with the dharma in this matter, and he became a more or sort of appeaser to the Muslims and crushing the religious right of the Hindus. And this led to the division of the country in the 1947, and still our country are facing many problems due to the same philosophy. If we see the political scenario at the present, it is continuing that same mentality which was pioneered by Mahatma Gandhi of Muslim appeasement.
How is it that the Malabar massacre or the Mopular riots transformed the thought process of Swamiji, and how is it that that particular event which happened in Malabar fetched him the right path ahead?
There was a very unfortunate event in 1921 in Malabar in Kerala. In Kerala, there are Muslims known as Mopla Muslims. Mopla word is from Maple. Maple means mama. So these Muslims were basically descendants of Saudi Muslim traders, Navy persons who came long back and who were given granted lands and even wives by the Cheru, one Raja of Jamorian Raja of ruler of the Kerala, Calicut. So he thought that these people are very physically very fit to navigate in the seas. So he took an opportunity like that and even built the first mosque of the India for them. So in those days, due to Khilafat movement, the appeasement was at its peak. Maulana Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, known as Ali brothers, they visited Kerala 2-3 months back before this bad incident. And the head of the Mopla Muslims on a Friday, after the Friday prayers, he said that come out and attack the Britishers and attack those who helped them. The Britishers were in very less number. And they started attacking Hindu temples, Hindu establishment, Hindu homes, Hindu libraries, Hindu persons. They started killing Hindus, beheading them, cutting their heads and chopping them and filling the wells. This was done in a brutal manner in those days. The news of this massacre did not even reach North India till many months. After 2 months, the Arya Samaj eminent leader Mahatma Hansraj, who was also one of the founder of DAV movement, he got this news in the Shimla that such thing happens with the Hindus. The Arya Samaj passed a resolution to send the helping party, and in this way Mahatma Rishiram, Mahatma Anand Swami, Mahatma Mastan Chand and other leaders, they went to South India. And it was almost 3,000 kilometers far away from Lahore at that time. You can see it took 6-7 days to reach there by train in those days. And they started the relief movement. And after early relief, they found that the problem is bigger. Many of the Hindu girls who have been abducted by the Muslims are kept hidden in the Muslim homes. Many of the Hindu boys were circumcised forcibly and converted to Islam. Many of the Hindu women and old ladies even and old men were kept imprisoned. So they started taking out those Hindus from their homes. They brought back them from the forest where they were hiding. Yeah. The relief camps started giving them food and cloth and everything. Then the problems came with the Shuddhi. How to bring them back? A meeting was taken place in the same Calicut Raja, Travancore Raja. Travancore Raja took an initiative and meeting was taken place. Nambudri Brahmins were called and Arya Samaj representative also went there. He asked them how to bring these brothers back. They advised some cumbersome ritual. Arya Samaj only said that just recite a Gayatri Mantra and they are back. So the opinion was favored and Raja of Travancore started this movement. And in this way, Arya Samaj at that time brought 1800 individuals back to the Vedic fold. Okay. So this was the first movement in 1921 of related to mass Shuddhi campaign. Okay. After in those days, one more thing has happened. Colonel U.C. Mukherjee from Calcutta, he met Swami Shraddhanand. And he analyzed the census of those days. The population census was taken every 10 years. And he met Swami Shraddhanand. And he said him that the number of the population of the Hindus is decreasing and Muslims is increasing and even Christians is increasing. And in this way, if the similar trend took place, then there will be no Hindu left in next 420 years. And after the riots, Swami Shraddhanand witnessed that both Congress and Gandhi did not took a bold stand against this brutality. They did not oppose it. They even said that Mopla are the brave brothers and Hindu should face them. This thing brought back a very big dissent from Annie Besant, Dr. Ambedkar and other well-wishers of the Hindus. They criticized the Congress action.
Yeah, it's on record.
Yeah, it's on record. Yes. So all these scenarios started, it caused many percussions in the mind of Swami Shraddhanand and he planned that the national level movement should be started. And this was followed by a series of riots in all India. Delhi, Kanpur, Kohat, famous Kohat riots are there, Multan riots are there, Rawalpindi riots, Agra riots, Panipat riots. A series of riots took place and Hindu was all the time killed, persecuted, butchered, looted, raped, burned, their property was burned and they were forcefully converted even. In this scenario, Swamiji first expected that Congress will do anything, but it was a false belief. So he thought that now that it's time for Hindu to unite, because he said that Muslims are united, Hindus are not united. If Muslims have right to convert the Hindus to Islam, the Hindus also have right to bring their lost brothers. Same right is for the Hindus. So on 13th March 1923, he started Bharatiya Hindu Shuddhi Sabha in Agra. And it was on the request of Malkana Rajputs. These Rajputs were new Muslims. They were converted during the reign of Mughals. And they were practicing half Hindus and practicing half Muslims. They were not even following the Islam in a practice. They were going to temple also, and they were performing marriages also in the Hindu style of way. So the representative of Malkana Rajputs met Swami Shraddhanand and demanded him that we want to come back. No one is taking us back. So this was the application from them. Swamiji accepted it. He took the bold initiative. And in spite of the fact that it will be having a big opposition. And this happened. From everywhere Swamiji started feeling opposition.
So was it at this time that he resigned from the Congress?
Yes.
Or was it well before that?
No, these were the three years of dissatisfaction from the Congress. But apart from Shuddhi, the Dalit reformation movement was one of the major factor. What happened that in Kakinada session of the Congress, Maulana Muhammad Ali take a statement that there are 6 crore Dalits in our country.
Yeah.
They should be divided in 2 parts. 3 crore should be given to Muslim and 3 crore should be given to Hindus. This statement was boldly said by him from the pulpit of Congress. So Swami Shraddhanand was biggest opposer of this statement. He stated, no, Dalit are our brothers. Dalit Hindus are our brothers. And we will take care of them. You don't have no right to interfere with us. And after this, Swami Shraddhanand started a movement in the Congress. He said that few things should be done by every Congress member. First of all, a Dalit Hindu should be hired by every Congress member in their homes, and no untouchability should be practiced with him. All the Dalits should be given right to fetch water from the public wells. All the Dalit Hindus should have right to enter the temples and do the worship as done by the upper caste. All the Dalit kids should have full right to achieve the education in their schools. No Dalit should be made to sit on the carpet at unequal levels. Means they all are equal. He tried to pass a resolution from the Congress, but Congress denied it. They listened him, agreed him, but did not take any action. This caused dissatisfaction, and he resigned from the Congress. Dr. Ambedkar writes about it, that Swami Shraddhanand was the person who left Congress for the Dalit movement. This is a bold statement by Dr. Ambedkar even. In the works of Ambedkar you can read it. And Swami Shraddhanand, one of the very interesting thing I will like to share about him. We all have heard about Mahad Satyagraha by Dr. Ambedkar.
Mahad Satyagraha.
Yes,
Yeah.
It took place in 1927. 2 years before it, in 1925 in Delhi, Swami Shraddhanand took a similar race against untouchability, and he declared that on this date, I will take my Dalit Hindu brothers to the public wells of Delhi, and no one should stop me. The Muslims, they started opposing the Swami Shraddhanand, and they said that the Dalit Hindus are pig eaters. So we will not allow them to take the water from the public well. Swamiji said, no, meat is being eaten by Muslims also. Then they should also first leave it. And due to Arya Samaj, the Dalits have stopped eating pork. And even they have stopped smoking. And they are now living a good practice Hindu life. So he took the initiative, he took the possession, he took the crowd with him, full of Dalit brothers, and they were stoned by Muslims. Okay. Then the police came, and the police stopped the persons who were doing these wrong things. He was successful in taking the Dalit brothers to the wells. They fetched the water and drank openly. This movement took place 2 years prior to Mahad in Delhi, the capital of the India. And this all work was done by upper caste Khatri Hindu, Swami Shraddhanand. Dr. Ambedkar was from Mahar community, and he was doing for the Mahar community. That is okay. But see the difference. Swami Shraddhanand was an upper caste Hindu working as a champion for the Dalit Hindus. And this is the sense we need today. That it is the moral duty of every Hindu in India or outside India to work for the Dalit reformation movement. We don't face so much untouchability now.
Yeah.
In practice it is going off. Only it is being kept alive by our politicians for their vested interest.
Yes.
So it's time that we get rid of this word caste and become a one Hindu jati, so that the differences between us should remove. And interdining, intermarrying, and interspeaking, these words are very important for us. It is for our survival. Swami Shraddhanand sensed that if our number will decrease, we will be abolished. We will disappear. We will be converted forcibly. And this happens. It is only due to 1947, a majority portion of the Muslims have gone outside India in Pakistan and Bangladesh. That's why we were in a feel-good factor for another 50-60 years. But wherever the Muslim population has dominated in India, like Kashmir, Assam, Bengal, and even in the pockets of Uttar Pradesh and other places, you see the Hindus are not comfortable. And in next 20-30 years, you will feel that this thing is happening in every part of India. And the only solution to this problem is Shuddhi or Ghar Vapsi. And even in the Muslim society, there are many persons, majority persons, only due to community pressure, they are not able to take this initiative, and due to resistance and reluctance by our Hindus. Because they always thought that who will marry our sons, who will marry our daughters, who will keep our relatives with us. This is the sense in their mind. So this solution was done by Swami Shraddhanand, and this initiative took place 100 years back in 1923 in the form of Bharatiya Hindu Shuddhi Sabha by Swami Shraddhanand.
That's a wonderful moment at that time. He thought well before time. And so when all these things were happening, it was very evident that Swami Shraddhanand faced life threats, right? And yet he avoided security, or he avoided government-oriented, scrutiny from meeting people and all. But at the end, what happened to him was really, heart-wrenching. That someone goes to him in the name of Abdul Rashid, and then he fires point blank on him. So before that, what were the other threats that Swami Shraddhanand ji had faced when he pursued the Shuddhikaran or the Shuddhi movement? Please throw some light upon it.
After the declaration of the Bharatiya Hindu Shuddhi Sabha and Shuddhi movement and Hindu Sanctuary movement, the Tabligh and Tanzim movement took place. Although the Tabligh work was going in an unorganized way prior to the...
It's the same Tablighi Jamaat?
Yes, I am coming on it. Okay. The Tabligh work was going since Muhammad bin Qasim invasion in the 8th century.
Yeah.
I will say it frankly. The Muslim authors say that Tabligh movement is a repercussion to the Shuddhi movement. No, it was going on unofficially since the Muhammad bin Qasim has invaded the Sindh.
Okay.
Only what happened that after the declaration of Hindu Shuddhi movement, the Tablighi Jamaat was established in the Mewat region. And and Hindus are so unfortunate that they came to know about this movement only during the COVID.
Yeah.
We are so unfortunate, or we are so ill-informed, that our leaders never ever say that movement is going on since last 100 years to radicalize the Muslims in the form of Tablighi Jamaat working in 65 countries and sitting on unaccounted money and resources. So one of the person who was associated with this movement, his name was Khaja Hasan Nizami. You have seen Nizamuddin Dargah in Delhi. Even in a recent Bollywood movie, movie was filmed in that Dargah. Its head name was Khaja Hasan Nizami. He was a radical person with a thought process. He wrote a book. This book name was Daiye-Islam. This book was published in Urdu and was circulated secretly. It was not an open book.
Okay.
A Arismaji person in Africa got a copy of this book. And he was shocked to read that book. He mailed that book to Swami Shraddhanand in those days. Swami Shraddhanand noticed that book, read it. He took the copy of that book to Mahatma Gandhi and say, you are talking about Hindu-Muslim unity and you are opposing Shuddhi movement. You have even printed an article against Shuddhi movement in Young India and against Arya Samaj, Swami Dayanand and Satyat Prakash, the magnus opus work by Arya Samaj founder Swami Dayanand. You have opposed everything, but you have not noticed this book. Then Mahatma Gandhi wrote against this book. Then Nizami said that I will change and modify this book in the next edition. Instead of taking this action, he gave an invitation to Mahatma Gandhi to become a Muslim. Just opposite to that. And what was written in that book? In that book, it was written how to convert Hindus to Muslim. It was like an advice to a barber that while shaving or cutting the hairs, you should praise the Islam and Allah and the Paigambar. It was advised by a person who is working like a Muslim Hakim that while giving his nuskha, his medicine, he should always read a ayat and say good words about Islam. It was written to a person, a woman, Muslim woman who is selling bangles to Hindus because she was the only person who can get an entry to the Hindu households to ask a Hindu woman while selling bangles that is there anyone sick in the family?
Yeah.
Is there any child who is suffering from fever? Is everything okay in this house? And we know that something is going all the time, something is going in the big families. Then they will advise, you should visit the Maulana on this Friday and after Jummah prayer, you should get the blessings of the Maulana. You should wear this ganda and taweez and given by the Maulana, and you should start visiting on the grave of Peer on every Thursday. In this way, and you will be surprised to know, he has even written to the Muslim prostitutes to entrap the Hindu boys and males and get their properties revoked and convert them to Islam. This was the height of radicalization written in that book. Okay. Swami Shraddhanand wrote an counter book that against this book, and he was very, very disturbed vocal by this. He was the person who was vocal. And this opposition led the entry of Aga Khan also.
What was the name of Swami Shraddhanand's book?
In Hindi, this book name was Khatre Ka Ghanta.
Khatre Ka Ghanta.
It's available in Hindi.
Okay.
And it was written that Hinduo तुम्हारे धर्म दुर्ग पर रात्रि में हमला हो रहा है. This was written on that book front page. So Swami Shraddhanand published this book and took the matter to national levels. And instead of Gandhi taking a bold step, again he was in the appeasement mode. I don't want to say him a villain. I say he ignored the Hindu rights. So what happened after that? Swamiji started getting threatening letters. And he was asked, you should keep security for yourself. And one more incident I will like to add. In those days, Asghari Begum from Karachi came with her 2 kids to meet him. She was a Muslim by birth. She read a lot of literature published by Arya Samaj, Swami Dayanand and Satyat Prakash. And she said that I don't have belief in Islam and I want to come in Vedic fold. Swami Shraddhanand did her Shuddhi and she became a Shanti Devi. And after a few months, her husband and father-in-law came searching for her. And they found her in the Delhi Vanita Ashram. This ashram was founded by Swami Shraddhanand to keep the women who come as a savior. And she denied, I don't want to go back to Islam. Both of them went to Jama Masjid and complained against Swami. And a high-level conspiracy was conspired by Ali Bandus, Khaja Hasan Nizami, funded by Aga Khani and Hyderabad Nizam. These level of people were involved in this. And a lot of Muslim intellectuals and powerful lords. And they then made a person, Abdul Rashid, a scapegoat. And he killed Swami Shraddhanand in this way on the 23rd, 1926. And these people actually, they were so motivated that they dug his dead body out of grave in Nizamuddin and take out procession. And along with that, lot of goons were there who started killing Hindus and looting their properties and insulting the Hindu women. Then as the police came and fired, they threw that dead body of Abdul Rashid on the ground and ran away. Like cowards.
That's a commitment. That was a commitment.
This is written in National Archive documents, you can see online. And you will see the hatred against Swamiji, that during the Shav Yatra of Swamiji, stones were thrown on the Shav Yatra when it was passing from the streets of Old Delhi. And lot of mosques, especially in the North India, they did lightning on that day when Swami Shraddhanand was killed.
Celebrated.
Yeah, they celebrated. And even they said that when Abdul Rashid procession was taking place, whoever will touch his dead body, he will get a big shabab. And Janaza, what we call in Islam as last prayer, it was read in many mosques in the memory of Abdul Rashid. And his case was fought by one of the brilliant advocates of Islam. But he was hanged because there was no evidence to save him. So this mentality, and we see Mahatma Gandhi role not in the good words at that time. And although he said that this is a very unfortunate event, but still this should not be done. But he never said that Muslims should not engage in violence in such acts, in bold manner. Whatever he said in soft manner.
So it was not Swami Shraddhanand alone who was targeted for the Shuddhikaran or Shuddhi movement. Later on, many examples are there. Those who pursued re-Islamization and reconverting back to Hindu fold. Even in the recent times also, there are so many examples wherein Hindus, Bauds, Jains, Sikhs are targeted for speaking openly against Islam, for criticizing Islam. So at this instance, what is your message to the current modern perspective, modern Indians, as to how do we deal with this? Because in Islam, it's written clear that anyone who criticizes Quran or the Nabi needs to be beheaded. But then the other way around, there is a lot of criticism coming from the Islam and Christian part also about Hindu gods, Hindu social customs. But there is a mismatch in this. So how do we deal with this? How did Swami Shraddhanand deal with this?
Swami Shraddhanand was imprisoned in the jail in Guru Ka Bagh Morcha. It was a Sikh Akali movement for the rights of Sikh. RSMA's supreme leader went to jail for the rights of Sikhs. This is another good chapter of Indian history, which is forgotten by everyone. During the jail, he was at that time 67 years old and fragile and ill. Still, he was imprisoned for more than 4 months. And at that time, when he came out, he said that 2 things will elevate the Hindus. One is the practice of brahmacharya, and second is Dalit reformation. And then he added Hindu Sangathan and Hindu Shuddhi movement in that. And this is only the essence of your answer to your question.
Okay.
Because we are not teaching the dharmic values to our kids, our generation, our youngsters.
Also the history.
And our good history, as well as the persecution of Hindus done by the Semitic sects in the last 1200 years. We are not teaching them our history. And those races who have forgotten their past, not even just their present is in dark, their future will always in the dark.
Yeah.
Yes, you have forgotten your history. You have forgotten what is Vedas, what is given in Upanishad, Darshan, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Gita. How many Hindus have these books in their homes and how many of them are reading? Almost 0.1%. We first of all start reading, writing, discussing our own scriptures. Our own principles should be known to us.
True.
That why we are Hindus, why we were great, why we were Vishwa Guru, why the Vedas are the supreme knowledge of the God which should be known to everyone. Second is unity. Reject casteism and start uniting yourself. No God is going to take another Ishwar is going to take an avatar to save us. It is you only. You have to unite yourself and face the whatever is coming as a challenge, and it will be more bigger in the future. This is the time to prepare for the challenge. Third is practicing of the celibacy. We see the youth engaged in illicit drug abuse, live-in relationships, working, going to wrong places and everything else. These youths cannot save the Dharma or propagate the Dharma. They are themselves in darkness. How can they show the wisdom and truth to others? So our own moral conduct should be high. And this was very well established by Swami Shraddhanand. He devoted his last few decades of his life in promotion of the same principle. That first your own moral conduct should be good, then only you can say to others. Otherwise there is a famous proverb in Hindi, par updesh kushal bhav tere. Means it's very easy to give some dialogue to other person, but very difficult to follow in yourself.
Yeah.
So this was the point. And fourth is to give your energy, resources, time for the Dharma promotion. We see in the Muslim, they take out 15 days to 1 month leave they take from their profession and work for the Islam. They will go to far places, they will go to northeast, they will go to tribal area and promote the Islam. We see this, especially in Tabligh Jamaat, people, they are doing this. We don't have this Hindu way of promotion. How many MNC persons will take off from their job to do for the Dharma?
Yeah.
And even after they get leave, they will go for vacation or drinking alcohol. So we are not at all investing any time, intellect, resources, money, persons in saving our Dharma and promotion of our Dharma. Then how will we save for the future?
True.
We are digging our own graves, ignoring what challenges we are facing and how our next generation will be able to thrive. You are getting news that illegal Bangladeshi and Rohingya staying in our country since last decades have the 1 or 2 people came from there and now they are in hundreds, in thousands, in lakhs, in crores. It's very difficult to drive them out.
Yeah. To identify also.
Even to identify them and drive them out, it's very difficult. Our borders are so porous, even if you drive them out, they will come back again. So the Shuddhi movement is the one solution to this problem. Although it's getting very difficult, but it's not impossible. See, if there is Shuddhi, there will be no love jihad, there will be no cow killing, there will be no forcible conversion to Islam as well as Christianity, there will be no persecution. Because your numbers will be always in the majority.
Yeah.
This is the only solution. But Hindus are not prepared for that. You need to change your mindset, you need to unite yourself, then only it is possible.
Post-independence, a large lot of Muslims left India to Pakistan. But still a large lot remained here and we live in a secular nation. Muslims have their own rights, Christians have their own rights, every religious minorities have their own rights. But there is also a large lot of people who live in India who protest when something is happening against Pakistan. And they celebrate when something good is happening in Pakistan. If Pakistan wins a cricket match, we still have Indians, Muslims who celebrate. And recently, so many videos arised wherein the flags of Pakistan was pasted on road, and there are many Muslim women, Muslim men who went to clean it up. So how do we live in a nation which seems to be delusioned. We do not know who belongs to whom and who has the lenience towards whom.
I will see this problem as a lack of information. These people are puppets. Our war is not with the person. Our war is with the mentality.
True, very true.
So we are having this Islamic mentality of whatever they are thinking, that is 100% right and there should be no question on that. We are seeing a wave of ex-Muslims now. Since when they start thinking, they will leave Islam. This is the point. We need to actually promote the information to counter the misinformation.
Yeah.
We are very weak in our marketing skills. We are having lot of knowledge, tons of knowledge in our books. We don't read them, then we don't share them, then we don't promote them. That's why whenever you leave the field, agriculture field, when you leave it, what will grow? Grass and weeds will grow. Not the crop will not grow there. Same is the condition. You have left the dharmic field. As Hindus, we have left it. And what will grow there? All this will grow. How much percentage of our earning are we devoted for intellectual promotion of our dharma? How much percentage of earning are we giving for Shuddhi movement? How much percentage of working are we giving for printing of the books to distribute among the youngsters? How much percentage of our time we are giving for the dharma promotion? We are building big temples. Actually, we don't want big temples now. I am very sorry to say, few people might not like this statement of mine. See, we built a Ram Mandir. It was a very fortunate moment, and we are very lucky to witness it after 500 years of continuous opposition, and we made it. Very good, we made it. We are now having crores of funds also in that, and this funds is solely 100% of Hindus' money only, donated by our Hindus brothers only. Now my point is that after day-to-day expenses, whatever is left, I will request from this channel to Ram Mandir temple authorities, please listen to me. Invest these funds for the betterment of the Hindus. Start giving skill education to Hindus who are living in the tribal areas. Make them self-sufficient. Start giving dharmic education to our Hindu girls so that they don't fall victim to love jihad. Start giving education to households so that they don't get converted to Christianity. Start giving good hospital facility, especially in the tribal areas where they get converted due to luring by the missionaries in the form of Changai Sabha. That is a fake thing, because they convert only when they are trapped because of many times due to illnesses in the family. Help the government of India or help by yourself by giving primary hospital facility to those people by this money. Otherwise, I am saying it, otherwise, unfortunately, the day when the Modi government will be not in the center after whenever it is, these people who are anti-Hindu opposition by the Hindu names, they will just bring a referendum in the parliament and they will take over the Ram temple under the government of India jurisdiction, and they will remove the Ram Mandir temple authority, and they will take that money, whatever is stocked in the accounts of the temple, and use them to give to the others as they are doing in the Vaishno Devi and the Tirupati Trust. I am very clear in that. Please, till our government is there in the center, use this money in the welfare of Hindus. Otherwise, it will go to others, as it is going in Tirumala and Vaishno Devi. And whoever rich Hindus who are donating to these temples, start donating for the Hindu intellect, for the Shuddhi, for the against love jihad, against conversion of the Christianity. And that is the message by Swami Shraddhanand. His whole life speaks, unite, otherwise you will perish.
So thank you, sir, very much for your time. Namaste.
Thank you.